TRX, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if you refer to our analysis, we have been looking for buy since the price was within this move, and this is what we get. And even if you refer to my last analysis when the price was here, we mentioned since the price broke this one, we have to start to manage. And even we mentioned if we can look for continuation, there was one more trade setup to look for. But anyway, we didn't have update for this. And now we want to see what's the next. Okay, right now we're looking at this correction. First of all, we move to higher time frame. We want to see what we have based on daily chart. Based on daily chart, the only thing is we want to see whether we can get correction for continuation or not. But the only things we need to know, how about if this one turn in relative to this for one more drop? Okay, but what I want to say, the next drop is not the one is going to retest. Maybe we can expect the deeper correction here, and that's mean the price can consolidate within this. We will be there more complex correction. Okay, the reason I want to mention this that we need to know how we trade based on lower time frame, but mostly for what we expecting for the continuation. In the worst case, we need to know may the price turn to a deeper correction because in technically, if we look at the chart, maybe we can expect to get the flat or correction. Okay. Anyway, in the bigger picture. Anyway, we move to forward chart. What if we refer to our analysis? We have been looking for the price. We mentioned if we get any continuation up move, we mentioned we want to see the price break 0.15. As we can see, the price tag almost, but it couldn't break and start to correct. And now we want to see what we get based on indicators. If we put this top in relative to previous one, if we refer to this indicator, we see the divergence, but MACD doesn't show us. We get the two different results. That's why we need to be quite careful in case this one turn to a correction. That means we will be within this one for longer time. Okay. By the way, what we can do, whatever the trade we get, we start to manage, is still we're looking for. I mean, we can look for buy, and the best things if this one turn to a small correction for continuation. But any trade from here, we need to be careful in case if we look at this one turn to more, I mean, deeper correction. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup based on a forward chart. And if I move to 1 hour chart, what I'm looking for right now, I'm looking at this. Any trade setup for buy, still we can look for. But sell, still we are not looking for sell. And as we can see, still we can look for flat. How about if I move to 15 minutes? All right. As we can see, based on 15 minutes, we can see the internally 1, 2, 3. If we want to look at the flat, may this one drop a bit more, even retest or not. But if we get any reversal, we can look for buy. Okay, but what I want to say, this is what we can expect, but we don't have any trade setup. May the price reverse from here or any other options, but this is what we can see based on technical analysis. And how about if the price either we get a small correction here or reverse from here? The only way is to have entry above this. Still, we can have having entry above the top can be an option in case the price continue from here. But what we want to see price break and continue, and we should know where we putting entry is 0.15. As based on forward chart, we mentioned we need to see breakout of 0.15. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup. Still, we're looking at this. Still, we can look for buy. But how about if this one turn to deeper correction? Do we need to look for sell? I think it's still. I mean, right now we don't need to talk about the sell unless we see the trade setup. But any sell still we can consider as a short term. But for long term, we look for buy. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.